a friend of his from Pennsylvania sent him a telex saying, I remember you used to talk about this place, the Shawnee Inn and Golf Resort, and oh yeah, it's for sale. So what did he do? He borrowed lots of money from a bank. He put up everything he owned as collateral, and he bought sight unseen from 12,000 or more than that, 20,000 miles away, the Shawnee Inn and Golf Resort in 1977. Nothing. He had no exposure to the hotel business. Nothing to do with food and beverage or any of that. He just had this feeling. And as advice to you guys starting out in business, I'm not sure that's good advice. But that is the reality of how that happened. And so my family moved home from Asia, and we moved to Shawnee-on-Delaware, Pennsylvania, which was new to all of us. I was just a kid. And my brothers and I all went to East Stroudsburg, so we're Cavaliers. Back then it was just regular old East Stroudsburg. It wasn't East Stroudsburg North or South or any of that. So we all grew up learning the ropes of this business, you know. So when I get to the part where I'm talking about me, it's a little bit, I can't take credit for being an entrepreneur. This is something that happened to me because my dad bought this place, but I expressed the interest and the desire to get to know our family business, and I worked in every different department. I worked in the front desk, I worked in maintenance, I worked in housekeeping, I mowed grass on the golf course, and so it was a really great opportunity to get to know firsthand what it takes to run a business such as a resort. So anyway, continuing on, my dad, he borrowed money, and it's funny, it's exactly 30 years right now from when he bought it. And you guys, we were talking about a mortgage. He took out a 30-year mortgage loan to buy the Shawnee Inn. And December 31st, 2007 was the 30th year. So you know what I did? All of December, I refinanced the Shawnee Inn, which is, luckily for us, we have some other businesses, not just the Shawnee Inn. So there's, we have sort of, my family is very fortunate to have income from other sources. So we didn't have to risk as much as any individual who was just merely trying to finance one enterprise would. Long story short, my dad's still active in the business. He's 72 years old, and he arrives in the office a couple hours before me every day. He stays a couple hours later than I do every day. And he still, as I like to say, he still writes the checks. You know, he's still the big shot. I'm just working there. My job title is I'm Director of Strategic Planning for the resort, which is a fancy word that means trying to take where we are now and envision where we want to go in the future. And our region is going through a tremendous amount of change at the moment. There's been a lot of new hotels and other sort of old hotels that have been sold and redeveloped as other things. As you know, there's a casino here now. So there's a lot of forces at work in the hotel business around here. And so we've been trying to define where we stand in that mix. And it's becoming more and more clear to us that we need to sort of, if you will, take the business up market. There's more and more competition on price for folks who are traveling through for limited stays and who have other things to do in the area. What we have is quite unique. We're right on the Delaware River. We're right on a national park. So people who like to ski or fish or play golf gravitate towards Shawnee. And so we're embracing that and trying to create a little bit more of a upmarket destination, which is where I spend most of my time. I do a lot of budgeting and financial work. Couple of the things that Barth mentioned, which stood out in my mind, I thought I'd expand on a little bit. One of them is the fact that it's important to be willing to take risks and be aware that sometimes you might be making a mistake, but be thick-skinned about it. You guys know who Henry Ford is, right? Mm-hmm. Henry Ford, he's founder of the Ford Motor Company, which is the largest car manufacturer in the world. Henry Ford went bankrupt 5 times before he made it big as a car maker. So you think after the first or second time he might have just turned in his chips and kind of hit the road and gave up? No. He went bankrupt again. Then he tried something new, he went bankrupt again. But it took him 5 times, and he finally made something out of that. So I guess what I'm saying is take the time to step up and shake the dust off your feet and stand up tall, be proud of yourself, and continue to persevere. And who knows, you know, you might do very, very well yourself.